Francis Ngannou has revealed, and this is with MMA fighting, that bizarrely, and I mean bizarrely, there is a rematch clause in place for his fight, for want of a better word, with Tyson Fury, giving Fury the option for a second fight if he loses. I'm not going to drag this video out, don't worry, it's going to be a shorty, but why is the obvious question. Is there a rematch in place for this if it's not a official fight, if it's not going on their record, if Fury's title isn't on the line? Why the hell is there a rematch clause in place? I just, the more this whole saga unfolds, just the more ridiculous it seems. This is a guy who, when Alexander Usyk agreed to his terms of 70-30, he wanted a rematch clause originally in the contract when negotiations were going on. Then he took that out for an undisputed fight, which, okay, I don't know why you do that. The people who, say, and look, Eddie Hearn has been doing a lot of rematches over the last couple of years, putting clauses in, but Joshua, for the Dylan White fight, there was originally a rematch clause. That was a sticky point. It was one of the reasons why Dylan White was digging his heels. They took it out because, they saw sense. They saw, okay, look, Joshua will probably get the Wilder fight regardless, and there's no title on the line whatsoever. So what is the point in having a rematch clause in place for this fight? So they took it out, quite rightfully. With this fight, it's not quite an exhibition, but it's not a professional fight either, apparently. But yet there's a rematch clause in place. It just makes absolutely no sense to me. And they're saying, if Tyson Fury loses, Tyson Fury is a professional fighter. He is the heavyweight champion of the world. And Francis Ngannou has never had a professional fight before. So there you go. Again, this whole situation is just it's leaving a bad taste in people's mouths. It really is. Fury is going to have one fight sort of in the calendar year of 2023, and it's not even going to be an official professional fight against an MMA guy with a rematch clause in place. Yes, you heard that correctly. Even saying it sounds absolutely ridiculous. And there's a few things. The whole Fury Ngannou situation, and yes, you could say that people like me, Ade and Hatman were doing a bit to death, but at the end of the day, right, this whole situation is not what the fans want. It's not what the boxing fans want. We want to see undisputed. We want to see Fury versus Usyk. At the very least, we want to see Fury defend his bleeding title against one of the top 10 contenders. And, someone pointed out, quite rightly as well, Frank Warren and Tyson Fury make themselves out to be, the best things in sliced bread. The biggest in the UK, the biggest draw in the UK, one of the biggest draws in the world of boxing. And yet you use the excuse that, well, it wouldn't pay them to fight a Frank Sanchez or an Arslanbek Makhmudov. But if Fury can do baseball numbers regardless who he fights, why does it matter? But, we know what's up. We know what's up there. In terms of this, and talking about this, I feel it needs to be talked about for several reasons. All right, and the main reason is that this is, again, as I said, not what the fans want. And if we just let it go, if we don't talk about it and we don't put the guys like Warren and Fury on blast for putting this absolute charade on, for putting this farce on, then in a way I don't say you're giving them carte blanche to do it again, but you're not putting pressure on them. When you have people, making videos like myself, Hatman, Ade, Chris, etc., Outmatch, and the viewing figures are going up. The viewing figures are out there and people are agreeing. It's putting pressure on them. And you can tell, when Adam Cattrall was interviewing Frank Warren and he was putting pressure on him, you could tell, Frank Warren was, stuttering all over the place. He sounded like he'd had a few gargles in him. Obviously, he literally didn't, but that's how he sounded because he was getting upset. He was stuttering all over the place. He was trying to, save face, and at the same time, he was trying to, defend this whole charade, which he couldn't do. So the more pressure we put on them, I'm hoping the less likelihood of a chance something like this will happen again. Maybe that's wishful thinking. I don't know. But we need to put them on blast on this, and we need to make them aware that obviously the fight we really do want is undisputed. That's what we really want. And, we want to get that. We definitely want to get that. And hopefully, talking about this and, the more we can, really, as I said, put these guys on blast, the better chance we have of getting that in the immediate future. I, look, I think that this whole event, the pay-per-view, you shouldn't buy it. But at the same time, I heard Hatman say in a video that if we hit him in their pocket, that's where it's going to hurt. To some extent, yes, I can agree with that. That yes, we should, but at the same time, I'm thinking these guys definitely have guaranteed purses. So for them, they probably wouldn't care if you don't buy the pay per view, realistically, and the casuals will lap it up because they have a guaranteed purse. But at the same time, if it's the event they think it is and it doesn't turn out to be that way in terms of buy rates, bear in mind, we've still yet to get the figures for the Chisora and the Dylan White fight yet. So if they're clinging on to this whole notion that Fury is this big star, we ain't getting the pay-per-view buy rates. So we don't actually know. And normally, if a pay-per-view does really good in terms of buys, you are wanting to chuck those pay-per-view buys out to everyone and say, see, look at this. So it's going to be interesting. I don't think anyone should buy the pay-per-view. I certainly won't be. As Joe Stunner would say, I'm watching it by other means. That's what I will be doing. And I really don't think anyone should buy it. At the same time, I don't think they're going to care too much because I'm pretty sure they're going to have a guaranteed purse. So for them, it's kind of like, you don't buy it, I'm still going to get my millions and millions. But I don't think anyone should. And I think that if it does do bad numbers, they don't really care because they'll still get paid. But they'll care in the sense of it doesn't look good. Doing all this, putting Undisputed, on the back foot, not fighting anyone in the top 10, saying, well, but they wouldn't draw any money, they wouldn't do the numbers. For this not to do the numbers, that's where you might hurt them. That's where you may very well get them. So, I wanted this one to be short, and it's probably dragged on a bit long, but not that long. But I'll leave it there. Let me know your thoughts in the comment section below. For now, lads and lasses, I hope you enjoy that. Tomorrow is Tuesday. We will try and get a live out tomorrow. And obviously, I want to do some talk on Spence Crawford because I'm not doing the prediction video just yet. That'll wait till next week. But I've got something planned this week for them. So stay tuned. Probably going to try and get that out Wednesday, Thursday. For now, I'll leave it there. Hope you enjoyed it, people. Smash the like button on the way in or on the way out. I'll talk. He's really at 12k. Peace.